in about 40 minutes or so. But right now, let's check in with our resident QB, Sean Salisbury, joining us here on the show. Jason Ross here with you. Dave is off today. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing great. Happy Thanksgiving. I just want to send you my best, man. I know that I had seen it on social media, but I didn't feel like that was the place to talk to you. I feel like this was. And for those of us who've been in the situation you're in, it never gets easy, brother, but smiling down on you. I'm really sorry for your loss. And I know holidays will be a little bit different, but I'm praying for you, and I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you very much. That means a lot. I really do appreciate that.
No problem, brother. Well, I get it. So hang in there.
Yeah, thank you. We'll do. Well, before we get football-wise, we were trying to remember last year. I remember, obviously, this show, we were talking to you about Thanksgiving. You had a dish that you made, and we could not remember what it was. What's the Salisbury special that you've got going?
Well, I think probably, everybody does the same stuff, but couple of them. One, and I don't want to pat myself on the back because I'm not real good at much, but a mean jalapeno cream corn, which is you add brown sugar, but also enough jalapenos. So I like the spicy, but when you got a bunch of people at the table, they may not like it as much. So you add enough where there's enough spice, and you can keep your own jalapenos on the side, and some brown sugar in the recipe. Anytime you guys want, I'd be happy to share. I'm not selfish. So that's one. And I also do a different, it's a four cheese green bean casserole.
Okay.
That is, it's a little different too. And I know everybody makes a green bean casserole, but there's some different. I don't want to bore you with all the details. So those are the two, but the jalapeno cream corn that's got a little sweet to it, but enough kick to liven you up, depending on who's sitting at your table and what they like. I will put it up against anybody's. And like I said, I don't know how to do much, but I can cook a little bit. And those are two dishes that people come to sit at the table for, and it's off the charts. So it's my favorite holiday because there's no complaining.
Yep.
Everybody just wants to eat and have some drinks and sit around and watch football and sleep and watch football and eat some more. And when everybody talks about, politics, how do you prevent it? I got a great idea. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's
don't
easy.
Don't let it ruin you.
Yeah.
When people say, how do you fix it? Well, don't be the one who brings them up.
Right.
No matter how much you drink, go to bed. If you're going to bring up politics, leave it alone and enjoy your family. Priceless. So, yeah, man, one of these days I'll send you and let you guys try it if you like jalapeno cream corn and green bean casserole with 4 different cheeses. So enjoy it. There's my Thanksgiving speech, brother. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, at the end, I am going to put you on hold because I know, Chris, we do want the recipe, especially for that jalapeno cream corn.
There you go. You got
it. And to that other point, because there's going to be someone that goes, well, I don't want to get political, but, well, no, stop right there. Just stop. You don't have to go anymore. Just enjoy the football.
It's like the person who says, well, I don't want to, no disrespect. Well, when they say that, that disrespect's coming.
Yep.
So I got a great idea. Just don't bring it up.
Right.
Save it for another day. You do not need to do that. I'm with you. That solves all those stupid-ass problems that we don't need to deal with. And then you can actually enjoy each other's company and not hate somebody for a few minutes. Nor will I ever hate anybody over their politics anyway.
Right.
It's not worth it to me. Family's too important, and so are friends. So there you go.
Well said. Sean, I want to hit you up with at least today's newest news. That's Daniel Jones just never worked quite right for the Giants. Goes to the Vikings. He'll be a backup there, but why didn't it work? Does he not have enough game to be a pro starting quarterback?
Well, no, I think he does. We've seen, the year that got him his contract, he played great football that year. It's, there's combinations. One is that's a dysfunctional franchise, no doubt about it. Dysfunctional franchise, as right now the Jets and Giants both are. That one season you thought, well, Dayball and Mike Kafka, they got them going on, man. Things are great. And for whatever reason, maybe New York, the stage gets a little bit too pressure filled. There's guys that have been great that go there that aren't the same. Daniel Jones is a good football player with a lot of experience. He hasn't lived up to what people thought. Well, he's a top 10 draft pick. Well, we see that a lot. He can play. And I think the reason why, there's plenty in the tank. Now, are you asking, not you, but are people thinking, well, is he going to be a superstar? Maybe not, and probably not. But is he sufficient enough to be a starting quarterback in the league? I believe he is. And I think it's two-pronged for Minnesota. One is Sam's played well. And speaking of guys from New York and the Jets guy who's rejuvenated his career, sometimes a different venue, different feel, different teammates, better team, better protection. You go to a team and you find yourself a little different. You're thinking different. and man, somebody believes in you or you believe in them. There's a lot of different factors. This the position is so fragile. I'm not telling you anything, Jason, you don't know, but people, it's fragile, and in a good way, it can be, man, boom, look at him now, and look what Sam's done with Kevin O'Connell, and then it can be fragile. Things just don't work. With that being said, it's two-pronged for Minnesota. One is you're giving yourself backup experience with a guy who's played a lot of games, been in a playoff game, but played a lot of football, that you can also build some packages for. He's got great speed, and he's got some game. So you can do that. Sam's just got to make sure that if he throws a pick, he's not over there wondering, well, am I getting benched? Because he's not. But that's the one part of it, is you give yourself depth for a playoff team this year in Minnesota, just in case something were to happen. And secondly is Sam's going to be starting quarterback somewhere else next year. McCarthy will get healthy after his injury, and now you've brought in a veteran quarterback that Kevin O'Connell knows offense. They've got good players. There's no dysfunction going on there. So you waltz into Minnesota, you know that you're more than likely, depending on McCarthy, got a chance for Minnesota to cover themselves with a starter, depending on J.J. McCarthy, because you're not doing anything with him. He's your future. And then Sam Darnold, you've protected yourself that when he does leave, nowadays $25 million a year for a quarterback is par for the course. Sam's going to go get 3-4 years from somebody. So now you've got Daniel Jones as a security blanket who can start, and depending on how well and healthy and ready J.J. McCarthy is, you've covered yourself. So I actually think it's a brilliant move by Minnesota. And all the flack that Daniel Jones took for that press conference that made it sound like he was retiring or quitting football, they cut him, meaning they let him go, waived him so he could go get picked up by another team and sign. And he did. And now, I mean, he got out. He got out of dysfunction. He's going to get playoff check. So, hey, I think it's a wise move by Minnesota, and it gets him out of some toxic stuff that's going on there. And they may not even have their same coaching staff in New York next year. So you're in Minnesota, you protect yourself depth-wise this year, and you give yourself a guy for Sam Darnold who's going to leave and go be a starter, because he's not going to be the long-term starter in Minnesota because, well, J.J. McCarthy is why you drafted him that high in the draft. So I think it's a smart move by Minnesota.
Sean, I want to ask you about the 49ers. When you're a proven franchise, a roster that feels like it could get back to the Super Bowl, but right now completely underachieving, what's that team going through now, and what's the fix to see if they can get in the postseason?
About 5 straight wins will help, right, my man? That would help. Whether you're going to find that or not right now, I don't know. This surprises me. Now, I don't know if I thought they were going to be a 14-win team this year. And I understand we all get injured. That we've seen it here in Houston. We see it all over the league, right? Injuries to people. And while we can make it an excuse, I would doubt the 49ers are going to. We can't let that be the reason why you don't have success. It just can't be. Then that comes into, you better draft depth. You better have players that can step up. When Kittle's down, you somebody else. Now, it's easier said than done, because it's obvious that there's a reason why that the great players are starters and the other guys, as Trent Williams starts and the left tackle doesn't, because, well, he's a better player. But whether it's development, whether it's scaling down what you do for guys that are coming off the bench, or just getting the guys in the 49ers in the past have been able to do this. Guys have elevated their play when they've needed to. And this year they haven't. They're not explosive enough right now on both sides of the ball. So they got personnel and when they're fully healthy, but you know what, at this stage of the game, attrition, injuries, you got to just find ways. And it sounds so simple, but you just do. And when they're playing well, Purdy makes the extra throw. McCaffrey makes the extra yard. Kittle makes the extra catch. Fred makes the extra tackle. And they're not doing it right now. There's something missing from execution. There's something missing from whether it's a confidence level. This is a different team. Now, I will tell you this. If they are able to go on a run and you see them, I don't believe in game-to-game momentum in sports. I don't, because all it takes is a punch to the face in the next game, or in the first quarter, somebody scores 3 touchdowns on you, and you're like, oh, well, what happened to momentum? But confidence, I do believe. In-game momentum, yes. Game-to-game, I don't. I believe in game-to-game confidence, and they need to get some of that back, because I think they're probably in-house looking around saying, what the hell's wrong with us? We're not explosive. We're not making the plays we normally make. And maybe when I say it's a good thing, they still have time to recover, especially in that division.
Yeah.
And I do believe they're an extremely dangerous team. Listen, if I told you there's a 500 team that's going to get into the playoffs and be scary if they get close to full health and they execute, it's that team. So I'm never going to be a guy that says, well, the 49ers, they're too talented not to. But there are teams like that. But they've got to find something. And I don't know who or what it's going to be, but there's something missing from the execution standpoint. Because injuries, everybody gets them. They've had more than their fair share with stars. But that just means you got to elevate. But if they are fortunate enough to, in late December, be in striking distance, I would not count them out.
Well, Sean, first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to you. I do appreciate truly the kind words you told me at the top here. And I'm going to put you on hold because, Chris, we want that jalapeno cream corn recipe. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, Jace. I appreciate it. I always love coming on with you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all your listeners as well. And my best to you, my man. Hang in there. The memories are important for you, and I'm sorry you have to go through that at the holiday season.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Sean. We'll put Sean on hold.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Very nice of Sean to share that. And also a lot of you out there that have reached out. I cannot thank you enough. It's been a difficult time for our family, losing my mother, but it's I don't know how else to put it. Thoughts like Sean, friends, family, other members, listeners, regulars that call, reached out, text. It does truly, truly mean the world. And I can't thank you all enough. So, but we're here for a limited time. Enjoy those that you have. Let's treat each other well. Come on. Let's get some perspective out there. I know it's crazy world out there at times. We got plenty of things to be upset about, but try to love the ones you're with and enjoy what we do have. That's my little message for today. But again, thank you. Break time for us. When we come back, 4 down territory. We got our locks and upsets of